Hey, on Noeta today we're going to talk about getting hammered, the tools that we carry on board our boat that are essential to making us cruise.
Hey everybody, and welcome to our boat, Noeta. We are Captain Pat, Sidekick Alexa, and the super lazy Gilligan the Fat Boat Cat. We are full-time liveaboards and are currently enjoying the salty waters near Puerto Vallarta, Mexico on our 57-foot Nordhavn, Noeta. We've been collecting tools and gadgets over the past 8.5 years of living aboard, and today we're going to share with you what we've found most helpful to have aboard. Check it out.
And welcome to Captain Pat's Tool Show and Tell. These are some of the tools that I have on board Noeta, some of the stuff that I've found really invaluable. You saw in one of the last videos when we were doing the box up on the upper deck, a grinder is amazingly useful. You just saw me grind off the screws. I mentioned that if you have to cut your anchor chain for some reason, like you need to get out of there, your anchor's fouled, you're going to use one of these things. You can get a cordless one, or this is just a rigid. I can't remember where I got it. It plugs in, which is fine for this boat because we have enough inverter power, enough battery power. But great tool to have. Skill saw, we found just over the years that this is really nice to have for cutting plywood along straight lines and sheets and stuff. Not really critical to have. We have the space and I like having it. If you're doing a lot of wiring and you want to heat shrink, a good heat gun, this is just a little Wagner one. Actually, I have another one that James Knight gave me a lot of crap about. This is pretty basic. Plug it in, turn it on, and it works. The other one had all these different settings and a cool down, and so thanks, James. Pick your brand. Down here we have Milwaukee. This is, I forget what you call this thing. It's like it's a cutter or something. You got this neat little tool. You can cut really nice squares or whatever in the fiberglass. It's a really great tool to have. We can use it to cut off the hose off of the engine, or the through holes or whatever. If they're really stuck on there, we can use this. I did mention to pick your brand, but this was such a cool tool, and it's a multi-purpose tool. It's the Black & Decker, they call it the Matrix. So it's got all these different heads on it. So it's like 6 tools in one. So that's why I actually broke down and bought this thing, because like this one has a jigsaw setting on it. So it's really nice because it's cordless and you can get it in places. I also happen to have just a regular jigsaw. So those are nice to have. Another essential tool is a good multimeter on a boat. I had a Blue Sea one that I really liked. It was pretty basic, and I found out that it's not waterproof because I left it out in the rain. So I had to buy another one. This is just a Klein. Great tool to have. I recommend getting one with a clamp on it, because then you can clamp it on the wire and see how many amps are going through that wire. It's really, really nice tool to have, and you will use it a lot on boats. Another cool thing to have, like I just have this. It's another Klein, an electrician's screwdriver. It's insulated. So if you are working around power, it's nice to have that. That way it's not a shocking event for you. But Alexa just rolled her eyes. A mallet. Be surprised how often you have to whack something, but you don't want a hammer. Just a good rubber mallet is handy to have. Sometimes she threatens me with this. Good cutters down there. Something that is, I think, if you're doing zip ties, flush cut wire cutters or cutters. I don't know why these aren't mandatory in boat yards, or because every time you do work around zip ties with people that don't use these, you look like you've been attacked by a wild cat. Another handy tool is, and they make them in different sizes. This is just a filter wrench, and I use this on all the oil filters. I use this. We have a big all-house water filter. I mean, that thing's pretty big, so I get this thing on there and I can get it off. Sometimes it gets sticky. Now for a couple really surprising tools that we need and we found over the years. Every boat should have a wire hanger. You'd be amazed at what this is useful for. Running wire through a really tight space, poke things and clean things and open things up. And along those lines, it's a really amazingly simple little thing. Just a paper clip. A lot of these new electronics, everything, I shouldn't say new because that makes me sound old. They got a little reset button, and the only way you can get in there is like with a paper clip. And yeah, 5200. Well, I use the sheet. We had a ice pick for years, and now it's one of my tools because I use it to like open 5200 or 4000 or whatever. Fight off pirates with it. Another one we like is, I think I got, where did we get this? Harbor Freight. It's just a grabber. You'd be surprised. Something gets down in your bilge, and I think this is a 3-pack even. We have them like all over the boat. I don't know. If you guys have other stuff that you like and use or would add, or, this is far from exhaustive. These are just some of the bare essential tools that we have in addition to, the normal screwdrivers, the socket set. We have a good socket set that's metric and SAE. I have actually 2 Dremel tools. That is really amazingly useful tool. So one of the things, we just have a couple screwdrivers, a flathead and a Phillips head and a set of pliers up here in the galley. They're just quick grab stuff, for the odd task that we're doing and we need a screwdriver, and don't necessarily want to run down to the engine room and rummage through the toolbox. So it's important, and we've found over the years that it's really important to, once you pick a tool brand, and again, we've decided to focus on Milwaukee because that's the brand that we can most easily get down here, and specifically that's the batteries, because the batteries tend to be the component, the thing that fails over time, and we can get that at the Home Depot down here in Mexico. So we've focused on Milwaukee brand. I did show you this Black & Decker tool, so we do have an oddball battery, but this was such a cool tool I had to buy it. I just showed up with it. So it's important to remember down here when you're out cruising around, you don't necessarily need every tool. You don't need the skill saw because, if we happen to have some of this stuff just because we live aboard full time. We don't have a garage. We don't have a shop somewhere. So we need to have this. But we've found over the years that if there is something you need, you get on your group chat, you get on the radio net, and odds are somebody in the fleet around you has that tool, and they will come, they'll loan it to you. Oftentimes they want to come over and help you and just bullshit with you too and watch you work. And then an example, like we're doing a bunch of wiring, and we're still going to do a little bit of wiring on an upcoming project, but we were doing some really big cabling, and a cruiser down here was selling a hydraulic crimper. It's like this massive crimper. So we bought that because we were doing battery cables. So when we're finished doing our next little project that's coming up, we'll probably be done with that tool and we'll sell it at a swap meet. Somebody else can use it. And that's a great thing. Also, you can go to swap meets, and odds are, you'll see maybe somebody's getting rid of tools or getting rid of something, and you can grab it at a bargain price. My wife is really hot.
No, I'm not putting that in.
There's been some learning lessons in this. We bought at Home Depot, I saw this really cool collapsible sawhorse workbench thing, and so we bought that, thinking I could use that out on the dock to do any projects or anything. And it turns out I never used it. I think I used it once, and it was such a pain in the ass to get out and put together that it just lived in the lazarette until we finally got rid of it. Turns out on the other boats, I just do the stuff out on the dock box or out on the dock. This boat has a workbench, but I still end up doing a lot of stuff outside on the dock boxes. It's just a little more air and better light. Okay, good thing to have. What? We have a few of these, just ear hearing protection, going down to the engine room, doing the engine room checks. These are really essential. Just an infrared temperature gun. Just a simple one. You point the laser at the spot and it'll give you a temperature readout. This one has a little camera. Obviously you can get as fancy as you want. You can spend a lot of money doing this. This one's pretty simple. It has a camera on it so you can see a little more of a graphic image of the area and see if there's hot spots. I also have an app or one for my phone. It's made by FLIR. It's just got a little handheld thing that you can, it basically does the same as this, but it's on my phone so you get a little bigger screen.
Tool you're using today?
Oh, hold on. I don't want to burn myself.
Okay.
The line cutter. It's really nice because it cauterizes. Sorry. Cauterizes the cut. And then when I finish, I just go around the edge so we don't get any weird little burrs.
Smells good too.
Yeah, this is my preferred drug. Oh, this is an awesome little tool. It's actually a soldering gun, but this is a rope cutter piece. So,
all right.
Yeah. All right, some of the stuff we like to carry. We've gone through several iterations on board boats. On the 57, finally got a toolbox, but we made a tool bin on the 50. I've carried stuff in canvas bags. If I have individual projects, I'll just throw the stuff that I'm going to need in a bucket. That way I can carry it around on the boat. But the toolbox has been a really awesome addition for me. The usual stuff, flathead screwdrivers. Found that, stuff like this is handy because you always have these random weird little screw heads or something. These happen to be square. This is another really good one to have. This is for stripped out screw heads. So you can get drill it out and you can retrieve the screw with this. Long screwdrivers. I have a longer one on order. It's just really handy to get into really tight places. One of these things. Another really handy tool. This is really affordable to get on Amazon or anywhere. It's just a battery tester. You can clip it on your battery and it'll tell you how good it is, how much life is left. Some of the higher end battery chargers will do it, but this is kind of handy and it's small and you can get into tight places with it. Extension cord is always good. Random weird saws. Pliers. Another one, this is a good one I like. This is for safety wire. If you're putting like a swivel on your anchor and you got a safety wire, this is nice because you can do it. It spins the wire on and then it has a wire cutter. Wire strippers. Need these for small projects. I've found that for me, the fancy one that just strips the wire off, they don't last down here in the heat, I think. They just they break. This is nice. It's just a little, you put the butt joiners in there and it's really nice and easy. So when you're traveling away from the United States, the rest of the world is in metric. I think we're maybe the only country that's not. So like our tape measures are in centimeters and meters. These are our open-ended wrenches. And I got these tool rolls at Carhartt. They're nice and handy. I can roll them up. So we have SAE and metric. So that makes that really nice and portable and easy. A good drill is critical because you do almost everything with a drill. And they wear out, although this thing's going on, I think, 2 years now, and this thing's just a beast. It just works. So, of course, like and subscribe. This is just the stuff that we found that we need on Noeta, on our power boats. If you're on a sailboat, it may be completely different, or it might be slightly different. Please share your ideas, share what you have, any unique tools that you have, or anything that you would suggest. I mean, we're open to anything within reason. We can't have a metal lathe in the engine room, obviously. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week.